Hello everybody, this is the monthly trend scan of the futures markets for the month of August. Well, let's start here looking at the most interesting chart, which is gold. Gold has broken higher. This is a big stop run move. Well, we've been talking about gold since somewhere around here, that was March 2019, based on this S2 pattern. Then we were talking about this cluster of stop run levels. We had a series of patterns and we've broken higher, but it seems like it is not done yet. Why? Well, because we've just received another pattern entry here on the daily chart. This is an S2. It has consolidated on a very high level. I mean, you can see the high level here. It's overextended on the quarterly chart, but on the daily chart, we've just flashed a buy signal on the based on an S2. This is the entry, and this is the stop basically. So it looks like this is a bullish signal, right? Bullish confirmation. It looks like this is going to go higher. This is a consolidation. Well, this is what we've just seen on the daily chart, and we could see this to move another leg higher. What is the leg? Well, this is a leg. It went from 2,800 to 3,600. So it's basically this extent we could project it actually higher. So very bullish here for metals, for gold, going into the month, and we will see whether this pattern is going to be successful. If it brings more bullishness. Well, let's have a look now at silver. Well, silver has developed really well. It looks, I mean, very sideways-ish right here on the monthly chart. But if you look at the numbers, it basically went from 20 to 40. It has doubled, going in this sideways manner, when we have not seen a lot of follow through, right? That's what it means. But we had patterns. We had a pattern back here right after the corona spike low in March 2020. There was an S1 pattern. We had another S1 pattern. I mean, we're talking a lot about these things, and charts are moving, and I'm only repeating what I'm basically saying, right? This was an important level. This was an important level. It has broken higher. We've got some volatility around that level, which is positive, 21, test of 21, and now we have clearly broken that level, right? So now we're moving to the next level. Well, we don't see any level on the monthly, so we have to look at the quarterly chart. What is the next level? Well, the next level is this one. It's the stop run level. It's not very important. These wicks are levels as well, right? And then we've got this one. Well, that's the main level. That's a consolidation high of this consolidation. So we see here an S1 pattern. First leg, pullback, second leg. So we're basically now in the, well, if you think in Fibonacci terms, that's the third leg, and the third leg produces a lot of momentum. So we could see this happening, right? We could see, over the next quarter, we could see a big green bar. You could see big monthly bars, but basically now what acts as a magnet is the consolidation high. That's at 58, and along the way we've got these stop run levels. Well, that depends a little bit on gold, but if it really develops well, we could see a big quarterly bar, right? A big green bar. Where it ends, I don't know, but it could easily end somewhere here, right? And that offers trading opportunities on the lower time frames. So let's have a look now at platinum. So things are moving, right, and continue to move. Well, platinum is lagging. Well, it has an S1 pattern as well that triggered, but it didn't move a lot, right? Well, there was one leg. It came down a lot, right, below the base. Now we've got a second leg. Well, that has broken this level. Here we can see it nicely. Big move, right, from 930 to above 1,500. These are big moves. It doesn't look like, because this is a sideways chart. But once things are moving, we could see that, well, prices are exploding to the upside. We can see how silver is lagging gold. We can see here how platinum is lagging silver. Well, in a commodity super cycle, that's something we are the environment we are in, right, for the next like 10 years. We should see all of those symbols, right, all of those metals to get into a major bull run, and that's a consolidation high, right? That basically means doubling to current prices. Let's have a look at copper. Copper is a special case. because we have this tariffs, US tariffs, I think 50% on copper imports. So price exploded to the upside. That's an S2 pattern and an S1 pattern here, right, on a quarterly chart. So it has broken it, but I mean, on this quarterly bar, it has rejected the level. It could still close green, this quarter bar, right? But it looks like the monthly bar we can see is a rejection bar. So let's see. Now we are back into the range, but the level has been softened by this price action. So a lot of bullishness for copper as well. Now let's have a look at US equities from this higher perspectives. Very bullish. We are in a vertical market. That's an exponential market. You can see how the moving averages are fanning out. That means that we're accelerating at an increasing rate to the upside. So that's very bullish. And we've got bullish patterns, right? Here, the Corona spike low was an S1 entry. Then the Ukraine war, actually, we talked about it. It already signaled us in October 2022, so 3 years ago, that the war is not going to expand to a global war, and that the war is going to end sooner or later. And we've seen it, how bullishness coming in, it has no negative effect, right, on the markets. And now we've got another bullish pattern. This was, well, let's just bring that over here. This sell-off, well, that was the tariffs announcement beginning of April. There was a huge spike down, and that has triggered an S1 pattern entry here, right? Very bullish as well. Well, the entry, right? Very bullish for the US market, and it doesn't look that this bull run is going to end. Let's have a look now at the Nasdaq. It looks a bit different, the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq, we can better see how this is a vertical market, right? It's even more vertical, and as well, it has broken to a new high, and it seems like nothing is stopping this bull run yet. And the commodity super cycle stocks should do well as well. Let's have a look at energies. Energies don't show that much activity. We're basically still stuck in this range. Why? Well, because we already had a big move. We dropped down, because these charts are back adjusted. This low was the $7.40, I think, the barrel, and it moved to above 100 in a very short time, from $7.40 to above 100. Well, that's a huge move, and these moves, they need to get digested. And we can see here how we are hitting against resistance, right? Overhead resistance. So these things need to get digested, and once this commodity super cycle gains momentum, this will move higher, right? And we will eventually cross that 200. Back then it was 220 mark, right? Peak oil, everybody was talking about peak oil, and then the great financial crisis hit the markets, and we came down to this level from 220 to $7.40. Well, that's all you need to know about fundamentals, how important fundamentals are, and theories like peak oil and other things, right? So it looks like energy's crude needs a bit more time to digest this big move. It needs a bit more time to unglue from this 200 magnet area, right? Acts as a magnet, and to break through this resistance. So that's for crude. Heating looks a bit similar, right? That's gasoline. Gasoline actually looks more bullish, right? We've got a bullish pattern. We've moved higher. And we've got a consolidation here. Actually, what this is a weekly consolidation. Let's bring it in, and it's a rebreak occurred here with the start of the Iran war. Well, the Iran war is over, but the signal is still there, right? So that's very bullish for gasoline, and currently it's come back, sit on the support area of the 200. We can nicely see how this is a magnet, right? Again, it's a magnet on all charts, and how this should actually show nice follow through to the upside. These are stop run levels, and that could move nicely. So this should move earlier than crude oil because we've got a pattern. In crude, we do not. Quick look at interest rate futures. Interest rate futures are not that interesting because we are stuck in a range. You can see it here. We are stuck in a range at an important level. So basically, for this to produce momentum, well, we need to break the level. We can actually move that lower. We need to break that level, well, get out of the range and break that level, and then we could see how momentum develops. And we need momentum and trends, right, to trade these systems. Here you can nicely see on the weekly chart how we are stuck in the range. There was a range trade here, up here, and then it found resistance. So now we're back in the range. So this is about interest rate futures. So the music plays this month and maybe even the coming month in equities, global equities. We looked at US equities, but it's basically a global thing, and the music plays in the metals and potentially cryptos, right?